now that we got like most of the beginning stuff done, let's move into the other kind of details I want to go over. So we just went over the accessibility stuff and how to do some of the other miscellaneous details within the game, like for example, how to report hackers, mute players, things like that. So let's take a second now to talk about kind of like explaining some of the basic gameplay mechanics. Okay, so let's just briefly check out the loadouts again. Let's just take my favorite class for example. So a lot of well, I shouldn't say a lot of, like, all the classes have a class-specific ability. So for the medic, you have the medical drone, and by default for the keyboard, that's going to be the letter Q. So if you press it and you let it go, it'll send out the medical drone to wherever your cursor is. So if you're looking directly at a downed trooper, the drone should go over to the fallen trooper and revive them. And each class has like their own specific ability, which we will cover later on down the line. But that's something to keep in mind for when you're playing, because a lot of these abilities are very helpful when you're playing the game. So let's just take a second now and go to the boot camp. We'll be going over some very basic stuff, like how to mantle, how to sprint and reload and things like that. I know it's pretty basic, but keep in mind this is a basics primer video for all you new people. Alright, so when you're in this tutorial, it'll show you some really cool stuff. It'll teach you how to build things, and it'll kind of teach you, how to start building a base and how to gather the materials for that. It doesn't really matter what squad you deploy into, so let's just do that. Alright. Alright, so I'm out in the field. You saw that I moved really fast. So how did I do that, right? For me, on the keyboard, I just click shift as I'm moving forward, and you can see that I'm running around. Now if I shoot, it'll stop, but if I continue moving, it'll still sprint, which is kind of nice. So that's kind of how you sprint. To jump, you just do the spacebar and you'll jump. So to mantle over an obstacle, just approach the object, press space, and you'll mantle over it. Now I'm told that if you side jump over a little obstacle like this, you can in fact go over this faster than mantling. Which I think is true. It looks a little faster. Yeah, I believe that is faster. Also, there's this little data pad down here. You can enable the Arachnids. I don't know how fast this thing will accumulate, but apparently people we're able to summon Arachnids here and kind of like practice. I don't know how long you gotta wait, because if you can see in the top right corner of my HUD, there's this like little progress bar with a picture of a bug on it. That's the current threat level, and I think it just fills up really slow over time, so you might need to be a little patient if you want to test that out here. Alright, so that's mantling and running, and if you are near a ledge that you can climb on top of, you might be able to mantle a little bit higher if you aim above the ledge. I think maybe here. I think that might be a little too far for me, but let's see. Yeah, there you go. You can get up a little bit higher. So that's kind of like how you mantle over objects. It's pretty neat. It does take a little bit of time to get over an obstacle, so like if a bug's chasing you, they still might be able to hit you. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. Oh yeah, so you can also reload while you're sprinting, so let's run and reload. So that's pretty cool, right? In most games, like, you know, Call of Duty, you gotta have like a perk or something to be able to reload while sprinting. But for this game, you don't need it. It's there for you automatically, which is nice. So there you go. What else? Oh yeah, how to use the map. By default on the keyboard, it's tab. You can hold down the left mouse button to pan around the map. Also has a nice little sound on it. You might be able to hear it here. Kind of nice little touch. But anyways, it shows you your objectives. What's that? Oh yeah, build a mobile HQ. I don't really click on these things too often because I don't really use the map, but it's useful. I believe you can ping here. Nope, you can't. If you're in the actual game itself, middle mouse button, if you click on this, it'll ping it. But I guess it's a little bit different when you're in the trading simulator. But this will show you where you're at. This is me. I'm the rabbit. Rabbit. If you guys don't know, it's a reference to a really old movie with Sinbad in it called The Cherokee Kid. It's a pretty funny movie I watched growing up as a kid. So if you're looking for a movie recommendation, check that out. But anyways, back to here. If you happen to look directly at an icon for an objective, you can middle mouse button and click it. And usually there'll be an audio cue, something will tell you, oh, build a structure. Or if you want someone to move to a location, the trooper will say something like that. Middle mouse button is also really useful if you need to ping a bug. Like for example, you see a tiger bug over here. If you ping it, then a marker, an arachnid marker, will pop up over the tiger, and that's a good indication for other troopers to say, "Oh man, there's a tiger over there. Let's shoot it!" Right? So, pinging things, very useful. It tells people that there's an issue over here or over there that needs to be taken care of, or at least be kept an eye on. So, make sure you're looking around. So let's take a quick look at the map again. You can use the mouse wheel to zoom out, zoom in, so that's really nice. If you need to see things in different zoom levels, that's how you do it. So yeah. And also, kind of going back to the whole pinging thing, like, it's good to have a good environmental awareness of like what's around you, right? Because once you get into the actual game itself, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. There's going to be a lot of bugs. People are going to be moving around a lot, and you'll need to keep track of like everything that's happening. So, what do I mean by environmental awareness, right? You need to just be aware of your surroundings. Kind of like if you're walking, in your city or wherever you're living. You shouldn't have your headphones on, blasting your music at high volumes. If someone really wanted to, they can, just like stick you up and steal stuff from you. So that's environmental awareness. Not being completely isolated from things around you. You should know what's around you. That applies a lot to what's happening in this game, because once you get into the game, a lot of things are be happening, and you need to know where the bugs are at, where you're at, and you need to know where the other troopers are at, because this is a cooperative game. You can't go solo. You die pretty quick. So let me just get another cough drop because my throat's super dry from talking. Alright, I got my cough drop and my water. So just coming back here, I know I already mentioned it, but repetition is key, right? When you're in the map and you don't know where to go, just look for icons. This will tell you, where the objective is. So for us in a training simulator, our objective is to build the mobile HQ here. So that's what we need to do. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, so let's just go ahead and start building this to kind of show you what this tutorial will do. So I need to get the build tool out. By default on the keyboard, it's letter B. Hold down the left mouse button. You'll see there's this kind of like wheel gauge thing, this progress tracker. That just shows you how long it's taking to repair, or not repair, but build and repair objects. And you also get points for building and repairing things. I should have let the computer speak. But anyways, the voice was saying here is that this is where you go to deposit ore and gas that you sometimes have to collect out in the field. Yeah, this is called the mobile HQ. This nice little interface here shows you that it currently has 15,000, I believe that's ore, out of the bank of 100,000 that it can hold. And these are the canister slots that you can deposit the material in. So this is what people use to deposit materials when you're playing Arc mode. Now in Advanced and Secure, sometimes you'll need to collect these materials, but you'll be depositing it into a bunker that Vulture 1 places out in the field for you. Alright, so let's just take a look at this. Oh yeah, the lady said we need to build a refinery. So let's take a look at the map. You can see that this is no longer a yellow icon. We've completed our objective. So now let's take a look at building this refinery, which we can see now popped up over here. Let's see if I click on these what it says. Okay, so it still shows that we still need to build the base. It is true. Can I click on that? Ah, okay. Tells you how much I actually use this interface at all, but if you want to know more about, you know, the map and what's around you, this is pretty good to do. I just kind of don't really look at it anymore because I kind of know where to go at this point, but this is great for new people. Okay, so again, you'll see point values pop up. You'll see the progress bar going up, and now it's built. Okay, lady, let's do it. So we gotta look at this little thingamajig here. This is the only place we can start the ore refinery. So interact, default key is E. You'll see that there's this little progress tracker here. Each little bar here represents one canister slot. So one ore refinery can hold up to 4 cans. There you go. So let's pick it up. There you go. Gotta do what the lady says. So you can walk with it, you'll be slow. You can run with it, but you'll be a little slow still. And if you are being chased down by an arachnid and no one's there to help you, you're not defenseless. You can either drop it. Oops, I pressed the grenade button and I made it blow up. Happy little accident. Yes, these canisters are highly explosive. So you can destroy them. If they're dropped, the arachnids can destroy them. So just make sure that you have people with you. And let's just wait a few seconds here for this next canister to fill up, because I'd like to show you one other thing. Now with the engineer class, you can actually pick this can up. Okay. So we can pick it up, and if you're the engineer, you can press number 6 on your keyboard to stow it into your stash, and that's the only class that can carry one on their backpack. So if an engineer really wanted to, they can have one in their backpack and have one in their hand. That way they can carry 2 at once. Now, if you're being chased down by a bug, you can swing this can at them with your melee. Just like that. And it's a very satisfying sound when it makes contact with a bug. I believe it can stun them pretty good and it knocks them back a little bit. So if you really need to, you can smack one around a little. Very dangerous. I don't recommend practicing that, but that's something that you can do. So let's just deposit this. Okay. Oh, there's also one other thing I wanted to mention. I think you can climb on top of this. So if you're the only trooper gathering materials and there's bugs around you, you can climb on top of this thing and you can shoot down on them. The structure probably won't last very long, but if you are like in the desperate mode like that, that's something you can do. You can also mantle on top of the mobile HQ, and you're now part of the antenna, and you can rotate. Pretty cool, right? So that's a fun little thing you can do if you want to be on top of the mobile HQ. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, my drone is following me. Alright, so our next thing is to equip the build tool. Let's do that. Forgot what the objective was. Build, tutorial. Okay. I think the next thing was building an ammo crate. Okay, so for me, default on keyboard, once you have this menu open, Q will move the interface to the left, E will move it to the right. So our objective here for the tutorial is to build a wall. So you can use the mouse wheel to change the direction. So let's just put it here, left mouse click, and press R to go into the repair mode, and you can kind of see like this blue little highlight here. This is where this wall is going to be placed when you build it. So let's go ahead and build this up. And there you go. We got a wall. Well, I guess this is a ramp, so I guess that wouldn't count. I can't read. Wall, my bad. I'm dumb like that. Build a wall. Wall, ramp, it's all the same, has a ramp, but it is attached to the wall. Alright, we built a wall. What else do you want us to do, lady? Did it bug out? How many walls we gotta make? Oh, it says deconstruct the wall. See, you know, I can't read, but this is a good opportunity to do this. To deconstruct the wall, make sure you're on the repair mode and just hold down the right mouse button. There you go. Okay, you can rotate it. If it's red, that means you can't build it there. And when you're base building, you have this green grid. You can only build inside of there. Now, if you're an engineer, you can build outside of here with your class ability. So that's the difference between all the other classes. Alright, so one thing with the training tutorial, as soon as you advance it, it looks like it doesn't give you any verbal cues, so you gotta read, which I often don't, admittedly. But now it says build a small gate. Okay. Here's the small gate. You can see at the bottom of each of these icons, there's like an ore value. On Advanced and Secure, it's not really a big deal, but if you're playing on Arc, or like Horde mode, those numerical values will matter a lot because your resources are more finite, especially on Horde mode, which we can go over later on. So I just want to make a gate, like right here. Let's build it. Now with the gate, you can open the door. You can close the door. Close! Okay, you close the door. Next we need to build a tower. Where would be a cool spot? Build it right there. Build it into the wall. Oh, the ladder is up there. Let's check it out. Pretty cool. Build a bunker. Okay. So with the bunker, oops, this is the shape of it, and right here is the entrance. So if you, let's see, if you rotate it in this way, there's going to be no entrance and no exit. I got trapped inside once because someone placed the entrance exit against the wall. People were kind enough to help get me out. So just make sure that you build it facing outwards in some direction. This has the highest, or one of the highest durabilities, and that can be reflected in the amount of time it takes to build this bunker. Later on down the road, I plan to be going over a base building primer, so just keep an eye out for that. Cool. I like these little details. It says it keep it clean, but it's like super jank looking right now. It's the paint's falling off, and yeah, it's not really clean. But that's okay. And here we go. The dropship is here. Let's go home. Alright, oh look, that's ammo. Alright, that's the base building little tutorial that they have inside the game. To continue where we left off, I also wanted to go over some utilities and how that affects kind of like base building and other things about those details. So with the Guardian, there's this deployable shield. That was it. Sentry turrets. Let's see, does the Demolisher have anything? Nope. Sniper. Nope. Ranger. I can't remember everything. The Engineer. Ammo Fabricator. The Medic. The First Aid Stim Fabricator. And I believe that's it. So those utilities, and I believe some of the other things like the mines and things like that, those can block base building structures. So just make sure you place those things last after the base has been built up. But we'll go into those details when I finally get to the base building primer, which won't be for a while. So let's move back to some other basic stuff, right? So in this game, there's multiple ways of like getting more ammo. In the bunkers that are dropped off by Vulture 1, for example, in Advanced and Secure, it'll drop that ammo crate. That'll replenish all your ammo and your utilities. But there's also another way you can get more ammo, and that's if an engineer deploys an ammo fabricator. Just keep in mind that it does reload your weapons, but it doesn't give you back your grenades and utilities. So, just bullets. To heal yourself, you need to look for a first aid stim fabricator. This stim fabricator will take up one of your utility slots if you have no utilities equipped. So by default, everyone gets 2 slots. So if you have one open, it'll take that utility slot. And I believe you get an extra utility slot just to hold stims. So I think you can carry like 2 packs of 3. I can't remember if that's accurate or not, but you get the idea, right? So with the first aid stim fabricator, you can heal yourself, you can heal another trooper, or you can instantly revive another trooper. So this is something you should look out for. Medics usually deploy this outside of bunkers. I don't think that's the greatest spot for it, because if you get chased back to the bunker in advance to secure, for example, or your base is breached, being outside on the ground isn't going to be a good spot to grab these things. So I recommend for medics you place this on top of structures or inside a bunker. Same thing goes for the ammo fabricator. So yeah. Another way that you can be healed is if a medic has a first aid stim dart equipped. So this just lets them fire a first aid stim dart at other troopers. If you're really good at it, you can hip fire this thing from a long distance away. This thing will heal and revive troopers, but the medic can't use it on themselves. Every trooper has the basic ability to revive someone. It just takes a long time for it to go through, and during that time you are very vulnerable to being attacked by another arachnid. So be smart about when you try to revive someone. Don't do it while you're in the middle of a combat situation or when it's very crazy. You can, however, do this using the first aid stim, because there's no cooldown, there's no wait time, it's instant revival. Just make sure the area is kind of safe first, because you don't want to, get yourself killed while trying to revive someone. Which brings me into the next thing I kind of wanted to go over, which is that in this game there's this thing called reinforcement tickets, similar to Battlefield. So in the game, the entire team of 16 players share a life pool, and when it's depleted, it's pretty much game over. You lose the round and you have to try to extract. So try not to, give up right away if you're downed. Give other troopers and medics a chance to pick you up, because in the long run, on higher difficulty levels, those tickets will become very important. It's a very limited resource, and you can only get maybe like just a few back after completing certain objectives. So just keep an eye on that. Do your best to not die a lot because it will put a strain on the team's reinforcement tickets. Let's see. What else? I was checking my notes now. But I think that's pretty much all I had for this particular section. Okay, let's just take a second and talk about line of sight, Traitor, more about environmental awareness, and how all this kind of comes together. So with line of sight, if you happen to obscure it for any reason for yourself or another trooper, it's gonna be kind of problematic because no one's gonna be able to like see, and being able to see clearly in this game is very crucial. So try not to move in front of people that are shooting at bugs, and same can be said for any of the turrets. Try not to throw napalm grenades and chem grenades or even flamethrower people's faces, because those are they create a lot of difficulty in being able to see what's around you, and can affect your environmental awareness. So moving on to environmental awareness, I know we've talked about it already, but let's just reiterate that again, because I think it's very important that we keep talking about it. So for that, just make sure you know what's around you. Don't run off on your own and explore. That's not that kind of game. This is a very cooperative game, and people going off doing their own thing isn't really gonna work, because each person is very vital and crucial to the mission and seeing it be achieved successfully. Another thing about that is that if you do see another trooper and they're being overwhelmed by bugs, definitely help them out. Shoot at the bugs, because that actually might in the end save them from going down. So just keep an eye out for other troopers, help them out. Keep an eye out for elite bugs. The elite bugs are Grenadier, Inferno, Tiger, Gunner, and Bombardier, at least as of this recording. I'm sure there is going to be more that are coming down the line. The ones I do know of, they have hinted, or the developers have hinted that we're going to be getting the tanker bugs and the flying bugs. And I'm sure those would be considered an elite bug that people will need to be aware of and keep an eye on. But let's move back to the troopers for a second here. So if you're not really good at paying attention to line of sight, you can either hurt yourself or you can hurt other troopers. So in this game, friendly fire is a basic game mechanic that everyone should be aware of. So if you hurt another trooper too much, then what happens is that the game will label you as a traitor, and then what happens from there is that you become scanned, You become a very high priority target where other troopers are allowed to kill you, and then once that's done, I think you'll be kicked from the game. So the game actively punishes people for, you know, being a poor sport or damaging other troopers. So just keep that in mind when you're playing this game.